Welcome to a world where yesterday's forgotten treasures become tomorrow's garden magic. I'm about to show you how that rusty colander gathering dust in your basement, those worn-out rain boots by your door, and even that broken ceramic pot can transform into stunning summer garden displays that will have your neighbors stopping to stare. Today we're diving deep into the enchanting realm where creativity meets sustainability, where every piece of so-called junk holds the potential for breathtaking beauty. Whether you're a weekend warrior with your first set of garden gloves or a seasoned green thumb looking for fresh inspiration, prepare to discover how the most unexpected items can become the crown jewels of your outdoor sanctuary. So grab that cup of coffee, settle in, and let's embark on this magical journey of turning everyday cast-offs into garden treasures that celebrate both your creativity and our beautiful planet. Channel engagement. Before we dive into our first transformation, take a moment to hit that like button if you're excited about these upcycling adventures ahead. Share this video with anyone who loves gardening, creativity, or saving money while saving the planet. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We're building an amazing community of creative gardeners, and your support helps us keep sharing these inspiring ideas. Now let's get our hands dirty with some beautiful transformations. Boot scooting planters. Let's kick things off with something you probably have hiding in your closet. Old rain boots, hiking boots, or even those adorable kids' boots they've outgrown. There's something absolutely delightful about watching cheerful flowers spilling out of weathered Wellington boots. Picture this, a pair of bright yellow rain boots overflowing with cascading petunias and trailing ivy, positioned by your front steps like whimsical garden sentries. The beauty lies not just in the unexpected container, but in the story each boot tells. Maybe they stomped through countless puddles or hiked mountain trails. Here's the magic formula. Drill a few drainage holes in the soles, add a layer of pebbles, fill with quality potting soil, and choose plants that complement the boot's personality. Bright boots love bold flowers like marigolds and zinnias, while vintage leather boots pair beautifully with herbs like thyme and oregano. The key is embracing the boot's character. Scuffs, faded colors, and worn spots only add to their charm. Arrange them in groups of odd numbers along pathways, or hang smaller children's boots from shepherd's hooks for eye-level surprises that make everyone smile. Kitchen colander cascades. Step into your kitchen with fresh eyes, because that old colander is about to become your garden's newest showstopper. These perforated beauties are practically designed for perfect drainage, making them ideal hanging planters that create stunning living sculptures. Imagine vintage enamelware colanders in soft mint green or cheerful red, suspended at varying heights from your porch ceiling, each one overflowing with different textures and colors. The natural drainage holes eliminate any worry about overwatering, while the handles make hanging simple and secure. For a cottage garden feel, fill them with trailing strawberries and sweet alyssum. For dramatic impact, try bold combinations like purple petunias with lime green sweet potato vine. The beauty of colander planters is their ability to create 360-degree displays. Plants can grow through the holes, creating a living mosaic effect. Pro tip, line larger holes with coconut fiber to prevent soil loss while maintaining drainage. Group colanders of different sizes and heights to create a floating garden that seems to dance in the breeze. Vintage suitcase gardens. Open up a world of possibilities with vintage suitcases transformed into portable garden paradise. There's something wonderfully romantic about suitcases that once traveled the world, now staying put to showcase nature's beauty. Picture a weathered leather suitcase propped open on your patio, its compartments filled with different plant varieties, creating a living display case. The built-in organization of suitcases makes them perfect for creating themed gardens, one section for herbs, another for succulents, and a third for trailing flowers. The key is waterproofing the interior with pond liner, or heavy plastic, then creating proper drainage with holes drilled in the bottom. Layer in gravel, then soil, and suddenly you have a conversation piece that combines vintage charm with living beauty. For maximum impact, choose hard-sided suitcases in classic colors like cream, burgundy, or forest green. Position them on plant stands or old chairs to create varying heights, and create seasonal displays by switching out plants throughout the year. Broken pot fairy garden. Don't throw away that cracked ceramic pot. It's about to become the foundation for the most enchanting fairy garden. Sometimes the most beautiful transformations come from embracing imperfection and turning damage into design opportunity. When a large terracotta pot breaks, you're left with perfect terracing opportunities. Arrange the broken pieces to create different levels within the pot, almost like natural stone steps leading to a miniature wonderland. These levels become perfect spots for tiny plants, miniature accessories, and creating the illusion of a magical landscape. Start with small succulents like hens and chicks, add some moss for ground cover, and incorporate tiny plants like baby tears or small ferns. The broken edges create natural planting pockets that would be impossible to achieve with an intact pot. The real magic happens when you add tiny decorative elements, miniature bridges spanning the ravines created by cracks, tiny mushroom houses nestled in corners, or even battery-operated fairy lights woven through the plants for evening enchantment. Rustic wooden crate towers. Stack your way to garden glory with weathered wooden crates that create instant vertical impact. Old fruit crates, wine boxes, and shipping crates possess a rustic charm that perfectly complements the natural beauty of plants while maximizing your growing space. The beauty of crate gardening lies in the endless configuration possibilities. Stack them pyramid style for a dramatic corner display, arrange them in staggered patterns along a fence, or create a living wall by securing them to a sturdy frame. Each crate becomes an individual garden room with its own personality. Here's where creativity really shines. Different crates can host different plant families. Herb crates near your kitchen door, flowering annual crates for bursts of color, and succulent crates for low-maintenance beauty. The wooden slats provide natural drainage while the weathered wood adds instant character. For stability, secure stacked crates with L brackets or strong zip ties. Line them with landscape fabric to contain soil while allowing drainage, and consider adding LED strip lights between crates for evening ambiance. Repurposed chandelier planters. Let there be light and plants. Transform old chandeliers into the most spectacular hanging garden displays that bring elegance and whimsy to any outdoor space. Whether it's a crystal chandelier from a thrift store or a simple metal fixture, these pieces become stunning focal points. Remove all electrical components and replace light sockets with small planters or hanging baskets. Crystal chandeliers create magical rainbow effects when sunlight hits them, while metal chandeliers develop beautiful patina over time. The multiple arms provide perfect spots for arranging plants at different heights and angles. For plant selection, think about the chandelier's style. Elegant crystal chandeliers pair beautifully with delicate trailing plants like bacopa or lobelia, while rustic metal fixtures can handle more robust plants like trailing geraniums or even small air plants tucked into decorative holders. Suspend your chandelier planter from a sturdy pergola beam, large tree branch, or heavy-duty plant hook. As plants grow and trail, they'll create a living work of art that transforms any ordinary space into an outdoor ballroom. Vintage wash basin water gardens. Dive into serenity with vintage wash basins transformed into enchanting water gardens that bring the peaceful sounds and reflective beauty of water to your outdoor sanctuary. These shallow, wide basins are perfect for creating low-maintenance water features that attract birds and beneficial insects. The charm of wash basin water gardens lies in their intimate scale. They're large enough to make an impact but small enough to fit on patios, side tables, or nestled into garden beds. Enamelware basins in classic white or cheerful colors add farmhouse charm, while metal basins develop beautiful rust patina. Create your aquatic paradise by adding water plants like water lettuce or water hyacinth that float gracefully on the surface. Include submerged plants like hornwort to keep water clear, and add a small solar fountain for gentle movement and sound. A few smooth river rocks around the edges create natural perches for visiting birds. Position your wash basin water garden where it catches morning light, but avoids harsh afternoon sun. Consider adding floating candles for evening entertaining that transforms your water garden into magical lighting. Vintage galvanized bucket displays. Discover the timeless appeal of galvanized buckets transformed into stunning garden displays that capture the essence of farmhouse charm. These metal workhorses carry generations of character in their weathered surfaces and gentle rust patterns. Old galvanized buckets, feed buckets, and wash tubs offer incredible versatility in the garden. Their substantial size accommodates larger plants and dramatic displays, while their mobility allows you to rearrange your garden design throughout the seasons. The natural patina and rust add instant age and authenticity. Create stunning displays by grouping buckets of different sizes, each filled with complementary plant combinations. Large buckets become homes for small shrubs or dramatic ornamental grasses. Medium buckets showcase seasonal flower combinations, and small buckets work perfectly for herb collections. The beauty of galvanized containers lies in their ability to look perfectly at home in any setting, from cottage gardens to modern landscapes. Their neutral metallic tones complement any plant color, and their weathering process continues to add character over time. Roll into eco-friendly garden style, with repurposed tire planters that prove sustainability can be stunning. These rubber rings represent the ultimate in garden recycling, taking something destined for landfills and transforming them into long-lasting weather-resistant planters. The beauty of tire planters extends far beyond their environmental benefits. Their deep walls provide excellent growing space for vegetables, herbs, and flowers, while their dark color absorbs heat that extends growing seasons. Stack them to create dramatic towers, bury them halfway for ground-level beds, or hang them for unique suspended gardens. Transform tire appearance with spray paint in vibrant colors that complement your garden palette. Rope wrapping creates natural texture, while mosaic tiles turn them into artistic statements. Cut decorative patterns around the edges for a scalloped look, or leave them natural for industrial chic appeal. For planting success, ensure proper drainage by drilling holes in the bottom, then layer with gravel before adding soil. Tires work especially well for heat-loving plants like tomatoes, peppers, and herbs that benefit from the extra warmth. Vintage wheelbarrow gardens. Roll out the red carpet for one of the most charming garden transformations. Vintage wheelbarrows turned into mobile garden masterpieces. These weathered workhorses bring instant rustic appeal, while offering the perfect combination of size, drainage, and mobility for creating stunning seasonal displays. Picture an old wooden wheelbarrow, overflowing with a cottage garden mix of sweet peas climbing up rustic stakes, surrounded by trailing nasturtiums and cheerful marigolds. The wheelbarrow's natural aging, from sun-bleached wood to rusted metal trim, tells a story of honest work transformed into garden beauty. The magic of wheelbarrow gardens lies in their substantial size, large enough for impressive displays yet mobile enough to follow the sun, or create focal points wherever needed. Their built-in drainage and depth make them perfect for everything from vegetable gardens to dramatic flower displays. For year-round interest, create seasonal themes: spring bulbs and early flowers, summer's abundant blooms, autumn's harvest colors with ornamental kale and mums, and winter displays with evergreen branches and berry-laden stems. Position your wheelbarrow garden where it can be admired from multiple angles, and don't forget to maintain its rustic charm by embracing the weathered patina that makes each one unique. Open up a drawer full of garden possibilities with repurposed dresser drawers that bring vintage charm and perfect proportions to your outdoor displays. These forgotten furniture pieces offer ideal depth and interesting compartmentalized spaces that create natural organization for themed plantings. Imagine weathered wooden drawers arranged at different heights, each one telling its own garden story. A deep bottom drawer becomes home to a cutting garden filled with zinnias and cosmos, while smaller drawers showcase herb collections or succulent arrangements. The natural wood grain and vintage hardware add character that new planters simply cannot replicate. The beauty of drawer planters lies in their perfect proportions. They're shallow enough for most plants yet wide enough for impressive displays. Line them with landscape fabric for soil retention while maintaining drainage, and drill holes in the bottom for proper water flow. The existing wood finish often just needs a gentle cleaning to reveal beautiful patina. Create dramatic arrangements by mounting drawers at various heights on fence posts, garden walls, or rustic plant stands. Mix different wood tones and drawer sizes for an eclectic vintage look, or paint them in coordinating colors for a more cohesive display. Don't forget to preserve any original labels or hardware. These authentic details add to their vintage appeal and garden story. Musical instrument gardens. Strike a chord with garden magic by transforming old musical instruments into the most conversation-starting planters. Whether it's a retired violin, an old trumpet, or a weathered guitar, these instruments create garden displays that celebrate both creativity and the beauty of giving new life to cherished objects. Picture a vintage acoustic guitar with its sound hole transformed into a perfect planting pocket for trailing succulents, while the neck becomes a natural trellis for small climbing plants. Or imagine old brass instruments like trumpets and French horns polished to gleaming perfection, each bell filled with bright annuals that seem to bloom right out of the music. The key to musical instrument gardens is respecting the instrument's form while embracing its new function. Violins and mandolins make exquisite hanging planters when carefully waterproofed and fitted with appropriate drainage. Larger instruments like cellos or tubas become dramatic floor displays that anchor garden spaces with artistic flair. For plant selection, consider the instrument's personality. Delicate string instruments pair beautifully with trailing plants and air plants, while bold brass instruments can handle more robust flowering plants. Always ensure proper waterproofing to protect remaining wood elements, and consider whether to preserve the instrument's original finish or embrace artistic transformation with weathering and patina. Kitchen tin can towers. Cook up some garden magic with repurposed kitchen tins that transform everyday food containers into charming tower gardens, bursting with herbs, flowers, and creative flair. Those empty coffee cans, large tomato tins, and vintage biscuit containers are about to become the stars of your most practical and beautiful garden displays. The beauty of tin can gardens lies in their perfect size for individual plants and their ability to create stunning vertical displays when grouped together. Imagine a collection of vintage coffee tins in varying sizes, each painted in soft pastels or left with their original labels for authentic charm, arranged on a rustic wooden ladder or mounted on a garden fence. Create themed collections that tell garden stories. A pizza garden with basil, oregano and cherry tomatoes in Italian tomato cans, a tea garden with chamomile, mint and lemon balm in vintage tea tins, or a cutting garden with zinnias and marigolds in cheerfully painted cans that echo their bright blooms. The key to successful tin can gardens is proper preparation. Remove labels cleanly, sand any rough edges, and drill adequate drainage holes. Paint them with rust-resistant outdoor paint in colors that complement your garden palette, or embrace the natural aging process for authentic patina. Group them in odd numbers at varying heights, and don't forget to include plant labels made from matching tin can lids for a cohesive, organized look. Old chair planter displaces. Take a seat and enjoy the view of old chairs transformed into the most charming garden displays that bring furniture's second act to beautiful life. Whether it's a weathered wooden dining chair, a vintage metal garden chair, or even an old rocking chair, these pieces create instant garden vignettes with personality and story. Picture a vintage wooden chair with its seat removed and replaced with a planted container, overflowing with cottage garden favorites like sweet alyssum and trailing petunias. The chair back becomes a natural trellis for climbing morning glories, while the legs anchor the display with rustic stability. Each chair becomes a garden room that invites contemplation and wonder. The magic of chair planters lies in their ability to create instant garden architecture. Use the seat area for main plantings, the back for vertical growing opportunities, and even the spaces between rungs for tucking in small pots or hanging planters. Different chair styles offer different opportunities. Ladder back chairs create natural shelving, while solid back chairs provide support for larger climbing plants. For weather resistance, choose chairs with good bones and treat wood appropriately for outdoor use. Metal chairs develop beautiful patina over time, while painted chairs can be refreshed with outdoor paint in garden-friendly colors. Position chair planters where they create conversation areas or focal points, and consider pairing them with other repurposed furniture pieces for complete outdoor living spaces that blur the line between garden and home. Let's bring everything together with the art of combining multiple upcycled containers to create stunning vignettes that tell complete garden stories. The magic happens when you group different repurposed items to create displays that are greater than the sum of their parts, where every element contributes to a cohesive theme while maintaining delightful variety. Think about creating immersive themed areas, a vintage kitchen corner featuring colanders, old pots, enamelware basins, and tin cans arranged with weathered wooden crates, a children's whimsical garden with colorful boots, toy-inspired planters, musical instruments, and painted tire gardens, or an elegant vintage section combining suitcases, chandeliers, ornate wash basins, and refined chair planters. The secret to successful combinations lies in connecting elements through carefully chosen threads. Perhaps it's a color palette that flows through different containers, a material theme like aged metals or weathered wood, or a style period that unifies disparate pieces. Create visual rhythm by repeating certain elements while varying scales and heights dramatically. Master the art of odd-numbered groupings. Clusters of 3, 5, or 7 containers work better than pairs, creating more natural, pleasing arrangements. Build depth by placing larger anchor pieces in back and gradually stepping down to smaller elements in front. Include trailing plants that can visually connect different containers by spilling between them, creating flowing connections that unify the entire display into one harmonious garden story. As we wrap up this incredible journey through 15 magical transformations in the wonderful world of upcycled garden treasures, take a moment to look around your own space with completely fresh eyes. That old bucket, those worn boots, the chandelier gathering dust in the attic, the broken chair in the garage, the musical instrument that no longer plays, they're all waiting for their garden transformation story to begin. Remember that every single item you've saved from the landfill and transformed into beauty is a small but significant victory for both your creativity and our precious planet. These aren't just garden decorations. They're powerful stories of renewal, imagination, and the everyday magic that happens when we choose to see potential instead of problems, possibility instead of trash. Your garden is about to become a living testament to the extraordinary beauty that emerges when we thoughtfully combine sustainability with boundless creativity. Each boot planter tells a story of adventures past. Each chandelier garden sparkles with elegance reborn. Each broken pot fairy tale represents hope, triumphing over damage. And each musical instrument garden celebrates the beautiful symphony between art and nature. The most beautiful and memorable gardens aren't necessarily those with the most expensive plants or perfect store-bought containers. They're the ones that reflect the gardener's unique creativity, abundant love, and inspiring vision for transformation. When you transform forgotten objects into garden treasures, you're not just decorating your outdoor space, you're celebrating the profound belief that everything and everyone has value and unlimited potential for beautiful new life. These 15 projects are just the beginning of your upcycling adventure. Look around with new eyes, and you'll discover that inspiration is everywhere, in thrift stores and garage sales, in your own attic and basement, in items that others overlook or discard. Every container has a story waiting to be written in soil and blooms. So grab those gardening gloves with confidence, start seeing treasure in what others might call trash, and let your imagination bloom as beautifully and abundantly as the plants you'll nurture with such care. The world desperately needs more gardeners who create stunning beauty while lovingly caring for our planet, and that passionate, creative gardener is you. Until next time, keep growing with purpose, keep creating with joy, and keep making the world more beautiful, sustainable, and hopeful, one thoughtfully upcycled treasure at a time. Your unique garden story is just beginning, and I absolutely can't wait to see the magic, wonder, and inspiration you create.